Welcome to
Grand Canyon National Park.
The combination of our very busy time in Utah and being a little bit sick as we arrived to the Grand Canyon slowed us down for a few days.
Here we are at the Grand Canyon. We are staying in the Mather campground, and this is what a more mellow day looks like for us. Kate is in the camper doing what, of course?
Cooking.
Always. Seems like it never stops. Quesadillas on the menu today?
Quesadillas, black bean quesadillas.
I'm out here and I'm charging up our power station so we can keep our camper powered overnight. Amos, what are you working on?
My Grand Canyon Junior Ranger book.
Okay, science and history. Arlo, what are you working on?
Math, I think. This is my math lesson, right?
This is your math lesson, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. So, doing a little bit of concrete school today. That's good news.
Okay. Yeah, literally concrete school. Can I read you a funny story?
Yes, of course.
Okay, here's the funny part. I ventured around Grand Canyon like a national park service biologist and discovered the South Rim is home to bumpy elk, purple and green condors, and tiny, delicious grasshoppers. Metallic or frozen, each of these creatures is connected with the plants, each other, and Grand Canyon. With my spicy, crunchy Junior Ranger badge, I will now protect and help the park just like the sweet park rangers. I help the canyon by staying on the trails. I also look for places near my home where I can do the same. When I get back to my messy family and angry friends, I will tell this story with a Pokemon on my face. So, Dad is...
Now, where did those words come from?
Well, Dad said them.
And what did you learn when you did this activity? What did you learn about adjectives?
Adjectives are like descriptive words about like stuff.
All right, cool.
Along with some downtime, we also found it really easy and really enjoyable to do biking around the campground and the National Park Visitor Center area.
We have found what we believe to be a pinyon pine. We also understand that pinyon pines grow pine nuts, and we believe that to be the same kind of pine nut that you would use to make pesto. So because this one is knocked over, we feel like we can investigate it a little more carefully and take a look at some of the pine cones and see if we can find pine nuts.
I think these are pine nuts.
The little pieces that grow off of the cone. Yeah.
Did you find one?
Maybe. We can ask a ranger, of course.
Ask a ranger.
So take a photo of the cone and some of the leaves.
Yeah.
Fueled by the desire to learn more, we immediately headed out on our bikes towards a visitor center to find a ranger who we knew would be able to answer our questions about pinyon pines.
So here's an update. We did in fact stop at the visitor center and we learned about pine nuts. And Kate has stopped at the very first pinyon pine tree that she found.
So I think these are like past their prime, but I think there they are.
Can you open this one?
Look at this. Yeah. Pesto for dinner.
Not quite.
Oh, well. Look at this. You get a little pull-up for your bicycle. They remind you why you're here. Say, while you're searching for pine nuts, don't forget to look at our canyon. We think it's pretty... Grand. Get it? It's a Grand Canyon. We are at the Grand Canyon Visitor Center right now, and we are going to a nighttime presentation. We are going to look at the night sky with telescopes and listen to an astronomer and a ranger. What do you see, Amos?
A lot of craters.
Those craters are really, really old.
Yeah. Really old. It looks like the moon is just like chopped off. Can I please? Hold on. Yes.
Hold on to the top of the thing.
Hold on.
Just wait right there for me, okay? Just wait right over there for
It's
me.
amazing.
Try not to touch it.
That's crazy.
The craters are really, really old because there's no atmosphere on the moon and they just never change.
Yep.
They stay the same.
About Grand Canyon.
I promise to discover all I can about Grand Canyon.
I will share my discoveries with others.
I will share my discoveries with others.
I pledge to protect Grand Canyon and all national parks.
I pledge to protect Grand Canyon and national parks.
Good job. Congratulations, you are now junior rangers of the South Rim of Grand Canyon.
Welcome to
Montezuma Castle National Monument.
Welcome to
Casa Grande National Monument.
Prehistoric ruins!
I've always had an adventurous spirit, and it was no surprise to anyone that I chose to leave New York at 19 and go all the way to Arizona for university. My time there helped shape who I am today, and I was so excited to share that part of me with the boys while also reconnecting with some of the people from that special time in my life. I had a lovely breakfast with Colleen, a heartfelt meetup with my old roomie Josh, and a hike in Sabino Canyon with my friend Jason and his family. I will forever be grateful to my Tucson mom Trish for opening her home to me many years ago, and again this Thanksgiving for some much needed family time. The boys will always remember their first Thanksgiving in America with the Stanleys.
I got in on the reunions too, meeting up with Fred and Kate, who I worked with in Bangladesh over 14 years ago. It seemed like not that much time had passed, and it was so much fun to see them. Outside of Tucson, Kate took us to one of her favorite places, the Desert Museum. And while the animals in the exhibits triggered a lot of interesting discussions with the boys about the ethics of zoos, ultimately we do think the Desert Museum is an important place that does a lot of teaching about the environment and the animals that live in it, as well as presenting all of the natural desert plants as they would grow in the natural desert. We really enjoyed our time at the Desert Museum and we're grateful to Kate for bringing us there.
Welcome to
Patagonia Lake State Park.
To close our time in Arizona, we headed south, almost to the Mexican border. The weather at Patagonia Lake State Park was just right for getting back out onto the water on the paddleboards and even taking a couple of swings off of some rope swings into the chilly water. The boys were brave enough to do it, while Kate and I stayed high and dry on top of the paddleboards.